Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about a super exciting new processor from AMD. It's the AMD Trinity. It's just available today. Sadly, you can't exactly make a build out of it right now because the motherboards aren't available. They're only like pre-order only. But we're going to talk about the processor. So there are many additions to this AMD Trinity being released. There's the standard locked version of the processor, and then there's the unlocked version, which is known as the Black Edition in AMD, the same as they did previously with their FX series. So these will be using socket FM2, just like their older, I believe it was the Athlon processors use socket FM1. And as far as I can see in the UK at the very least, the lowest level one is going to be a 3.4 GHz dual core, which begins at $47.99. Again, that is a locked version of the processor, and it seems the top of the range one, again, this is just for the UK, I don't know if there's many more editions of it being released in the US or anywhere else, is a 3.8 GHz quad core Black Edition, which is $95.99. Now these prices I'm quoting are from overclockers.co.uk. It may be, a few pounds higher or lower on Amazon or wherever else you specifically buy your parts. So these processors are actually boasting massive overclockability. The example given by Brent Barry, who was showing this processor off to Newegg, actually said that they managed to overclock the processor to 6.5 GHz per core, which is a 68% increase. And that was using liquid nitrogen as a cooling. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of people building their own computers aren't going to be using liquid nitrogen as a cooler, but that's as far as they could push it. I'm sure people could do fairly substantial overclocking themselves. Maybe not quite that high again, because I personally wouldn't want to try and build a computer using a liquid nitrogen cooling system. So compared to their older socket FM1 processors, they're boasting a 37% performance increase in 3D Mark 11 and a 25% increase in PC Mark 7. Now these are APU processors, which is accelerated processing units, which means that they basically actually have graphics built into the processor itself. So it's not, you don't need a motherboard integrated, you don't need a separate graphics card, they just have this. And the example that they actually showed off with this specific new processor was they're running Torchlight 2, which is not the most graphically intensive game out there, but it's essentially brand new, running it across 3 monitors at the same time, all at 1080p. At 32 frames a second, and that's just with the processor, not to mention an additional graphics card. And then the processor that they were using for that 3-screen Torchlight 2 was the 3.8 GHz quad core Black Edition. It wasn't the 3.4 GHz dual core unlocked. So don't be thinking that you're going to be able to get a dual core processor and get that amount of performance out of it without any additional graphics cards or anything like that. So just to wrap up, it's a very promising sounding processor. Hopefully it's going to give the i5s and the i7s a hell of a competition, because I think personally that Intel is a tad overpriced for what they offer. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Intel are bad. They're very solid, very high performance processors, but AMD offer much very similar performance at a much lower price. So like I said, I hope this processor sells well, and I hope it gives the i5s and the i7s a good run for its money. So just to complete the wrap up here, I know this is one of the very first things talking about actual computer tech that we've done on the channel here, and it's because I want to bring more computer technology and unboxings and reviews of all different computer parts and so on and so forth to the channel. But like I said, this is just the first little attempt at it. I'm just trying to ease myself into it and get used to it actually. So please don't be too mean if I did a very poor job. We're just trying to bring it in to the channel. But in the next month or so, there will be unboxings and reviews for power supplies, fans, graphics cards, you name it. We'll probably have it starting in the next month or so. So yeah, thank you for watching this video of me rambling. I'll see you next time.